Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what is the best way to start working out. Hey you! So sorry, can I help you? You say something about working out?
When I was a kid, I used to lift the entire boulders on my back. I mean, I used to lift everything. I was way stronger than you little snowflakes now, man, you little wimps.
All right, well, that's good for you. Say you have a little bit of experience. Say you've trained a few times in the gym, or say you're familiar with the exercises themselves when it comes down to going to the gym, but you've never really, or you haven't recently been regular in the gym. What's the best way to start? Now, I thought this would be a good video to make because January, February, a lot of people are starting the workout programs and maybe they're starting for the first time, or maybe they're starting back after a layoff. And I find a big mistake a lot of people make is they go to a bro split right away and they feel like they need to devastate the body by doing 100 sets for a body part. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying? They just overkill it. So it's kind of like asking the body to recover from a severed limb as opposed to a small scratch, right? The body has the capacity to recover from certain things, but if you overload it too much, then you're just going to devastate it. You're not necessarily going to help it adapt, which is really what you're trying to do. You're trying to coax the body into adaptation from training. So the best way to do this, or at least one of the best ways to do this, which is the way I started training a long time ago, was to train the body 3 times a week, train the overall body 3 times a week, and do a small amount of sets. Now, I do have whole body workouts on my website, like a 3-day per week program, and this is basically the general template you can work with. Now, if you're not as advanced, what you can do, if you're noticing that you're not recovering after the 1-day rest in between each workout, you can lower the amount of sets in that given workout. Say the program says to do 3 sets or 4 sets per body part, well, just cut it down by a set or cut it down by 2 sets. Just do 1 or 2 sets. Whatever it takes in order for you to recover by the time that you have to train that body part again is the ideal scenario, especially when you're beginning. Because if you overwhelm the body, like I said, it's going to work against you and it's not really necessary. So let the body adapt. You coax it into adaptation, and then from there, what happens is that the body will start to get more and more hardy, more and more strong, more and more pumpy and lumpy. And then from there, then you may need to increase volume, or you may need to increase the amount of creative techniques you use in order to stimulate the body. But at first, this is not necessary.
I used to lift everything. I was way stronger than you little snowflakes now, man, you little wimps. I just go to the gym and I'd lift the gym. I wouldn't even lift the weights.
At first, just hitting the body parts with a bit of stimulus is enough. So say you do chest, you're doing a couple sets for chest. After, of course, you do warm-ups. You don't include your warm-ups as far as counting them as work sets, but you warm up for a few sets, make sure everything's good, then do 1 or 2 work sets, maybe 3, you know, but start off with 1 or 2. Just be conservative. Just start off easy. Because one thing I've found with a lot of people is that they start off too hard and then they can't recover, and then of course they're hobbling around for a week after, and then sometimes in worst case scenarios they're getting injured from this, or they're creating sort of different issues, right? Because they're not allowing the body to calibrate slowly.
One time I was in the forest and I lifted a whole mountain on my back.
You lifted a mountain?
You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Well, just like you snowflakes, you know, you don't believe nothing that we say, man. Just because our generation is just like so strong and so much bigger, and you guys are so weak, you don't believe nothing I say. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be doing no 3-day week workout. I'd be doing a 24-hour a day workout every day of the week, no days off. That's the best way to do it. It's like you work out until you go in the grave. You just like, you work out so hard, you die. That's how you get the most gains. You work out till you die.
Okay. So when you allow the body to calibrate, it's kind of like driving a car with proper alignment. You know, the tires aren't getting worn off all weird and everything like that. When you allow your body to be properly aligned, then the chance of overuse injuries is going to be diminished, or at least less so. There's going to be less of a chance of getting an overuse injury once you've allowed the body to recalibrate itself and to realign. So you're doing 1 or 2 sets of back, 1 or 2 sets of chest, 1 or 2 sets of shoulders, 1 or 2 sets of arms, you know, bis and tris, and then legs. Once you do this, then you're easing yourself into that. And I find that just by easing yourself into the workouts, you can get a tremendous amount of benefit and get gains with 20% of the effort. You don't have to put in 100% of the effort as is required to get to higher and higher echelons of elite gains, right? So a lot of times people say, oh yeah, you know, this worked for me back in the day. I did a few sets and I got awesome gains. And then of course they notice that once they become more elite or they've been training for 10 years, then maybe something else is needed. They need to do more volume, or they need to do more intensity, or they need to do higher frequency. They need to increase the intensity somehow because the body has adapted. But increasing the intensity before the body has adapted to even the smallest amount of intensity is counterproductive. It'll work against you. If anything, it'll injure you faster and cause you to overtrain or cause some sort of issue, which is not necessarily conducive to your gains. It's just not an efficient way to use your effort, right? I mean, wouldn't you rather just put in the amount of effort that you need to in order to get gains in the beginning, and then from there, once more effort is needed, then put more effort in? Makes more sense, right? So like the whole body workout that I have on my website, that's pretty intense. I mean, there's a certain amount of volume in there, which is going to push you to getting gains. And at the same time, once again, effort is relative, because once you get stronger, you're going to be using higher amounts of weight for prescribed rep ranges. So that's the other thing I'm going to talk to you a little bit about. When you're first starting, don't take your sets all the way to failure. If you're first starting, don't take your sets all the way to failure. If you can do like 15 reps with something, just do 10 or 11 or 5 or 6, whatever. Like, just ease yourself into the process for the first week or two. And then from there, you can start pushing harder. You can start becoming more intense. And again, this is going to prevent you from doing something catastrophic to your body, such as when you're straining, then sometimes you lose your balance or you move funny or you tweak something. You want to get your body ready for effort. That's really my point. It's like, if you take an engine in a car, if you don't prepare it, if you don't tune it properly, if you don't do these types of things, then you blow the engine if you start revving it at the red line all the time. Well, it's the same thing with the body. You want to ease it into effort. So you need to train in order to be able to train hard. That's really my point. So a lot of your workouts in the beginning are glorified warm-ups for the extreme workouts, which are going to push you into a deeper level of results, of course, but a deeper level of failure and deeper level of effort, right? But at first, this is not required. You're going to get gains just from warm-up workouts. You're going to get the majority of your gains from. And then from there, you're going to feel this almost this kind of like a dog, you know, dragging a sled. It just wants to go, you know. Sometimes the sled dogs, they just want to pull that sled. You're going to notice that also with yourself. You're going to notice that, wow, I feel like putting out more effort today. It feels like my body's ready for it. So yeah, prime that pump. Just get ready for it. Just ease your body into this. Get the body ready to put the effort out, and you're going to get a lot more gains in the long run. So you don't have to feel all this pressure to have the perfect workout in the beginning. So yeah, if you want to start off with something simple, just do a couple sets per body part, 3 times a week. Take 1 day off in between, and there you go, man. That's really the beginning type of workout and how to start. And once you want to get a little bit more intense with the 3-day per week workout, then you could, you know, get a workout like mine from my website, or maybe there's another workout that you want to do. But that is a way to start doing the 3 days per week whole body workouts. And then, yeah, then you could start experimenting with 5 days a week training, you know, after a few months of that, maybe 3 or 4 months, then you want to try something like that. But you don't necessarily have to. There are a lot of people that get elite gains just from training 3 days a week. So it is actually possible. It's just that your workouts may be a little bit longer than, say, the normal workouts that people do. When they're doing 5 days a week, their workouts might be an hour long. But if you're doing 3 days a week, maybe your workouts are an hour and a half or 2 hours long, right? But you don't have to worry about that in the beginning stages. Cross that bridge when you come to it, as they say, right? So anyway, I hope this helps you out. I hope this helps you kind of understand that, yeah, it's not all or nothing. A lot of your gains in the beginning can come from just easy sort of workouts, just kind of going with the flow. And then from there, you can step up that intensity. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. Thanks to the patient supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.